everybody. Welcome to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. So last night when I was on the live, one of my co-hosts, well, she's not really a co-host, but one of the panelists, Larger Curve, shout out to her, love her, love her, love her. In the middle of our live, she was like, just the mess, just quit, or something. And so I was like, really? She was like, yeah, that's what's happening in real time. And so now it has exploded everywhere. And I think just the mess is trending. I would be able to confirm it, but something ain't right with my Twitter. Something happened with my Twitter. But thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Chanel's Reality. Like I said, I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. So I don't know much about the Just the Mess lady. I know she's a comedian, and she has a very striking appearance. Like her face, I think a lot of people are like, she could be a guy or a girl. But she's very beautiful, in my opinion. But she somehow has worked her way into a whole job over at the Breakfast Club with the DJ Fraud and Girlamgne. And I'm happy for her. I'm happy for anybody to come up. And it is unfortunate, that she quote unquote is seemingly crashing out on the internet. That is unfortunate, or crashing out on her show. I hope she didn't lose her job. I hope she gets to keep her job for a few reasons. Reason number one is I feel like a lot of times the corporate Americans want to treat you any kind of way. And then when they want to kick you on out the door, they want you to just be like, oh, okay. They want to gaslight you and just kind of be like, well, I'm just going to bow out. I'm just going to accept the reasons that you're terminating me and I'll just move on. That's what they want us to do, because they want to gaslight you. They want you to feel like you should have done something differently. In some cases, people should absolutely listen and shut the hell up and do something differently. But for the situations where they just want you to bow and never ever say anything back, I don't listen. I'm a rebel over here on Chanel's Reality, and it ain't changing over here. She is what she is, okay? Ain't changing. But so on one hand, I feel like it's counterproductive to just take this attitude of, I'm not going to say what really happened. I'm just going to close my mouth and move forward. There is a place for closing your mouth and moving forward. I 100% agree with that in certain circumstances, but I don't agree with this, catch all, paint everybody with the same brush. Every circumstance is the same. And no matter what, if you had a job, that's an opportunity, and you should never say that anybody wronged you. They will definitely say that you've wronged them. They're going to write it down on a whole ass piece of paper, type it up, and let you know you've wronged them. And that's why they are terminating your ass. Let's be very, very clear. So I don't see anything wrong with you doing absolutely the same if you plan on not ever returning to said job. Okay. If you don't ever need to go down that street again, then, you can crash out like just with the mess. But if you want to maybe go down that street again, or B, you never know where you may be in life, where you've moved on and it's another opportunity and you could have gotten in that door, but somebody said something because they know the sister, the brother, the cousin that terminated you and you acted ass, right? Okay, so there's that. But then there's also very professional ways that you can still say kiss my ass and y'all ain't right. And you can go through the whole rigmarole of this is what happened and whatnot, and make it very formal. I don't necessarily agree with how Just the Mess handled this, because we live in a very social media, everybody got a damn camera and a microphone listening to you and watching your ass. And so everything is online, and once it's there, you can't take it back. And you're on a huge platform. So she just needed to think it through, in my opinion, and not be emotional about it. I can say that because my ass is emotional, and my husband's my whole ass attorney. Because I'll be typing up something, and I'll be like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done this, and that wasn't right, and you made me feel blah blah blah," and he get it all the way together and be like, "So on September 13th, 2000." Happened, and then this is what I, like he nices it up and makes it very corporate American friendly, but very lawyer like. Nah, don't play with her. Okay. And so you got to have those type of strategic moves, in my opinion, if you want to move up and stay up. Now, if you don't want to move up and stay up, or you want to be your own boss and do your own thing, then, do whatever the hell whatever your heart fancies. But I think it's very rich for DJ Fraud and Girlamgne and all the people online saying, oh, she should have handled it this way and that way, and she needed to be professional. I just want to know, what day on earth was Girlamgne professional on the Breakfast Club? I'll wait. Oh, okay. I didn't think so. Same thing with fucking with DJ Envy, you know. And but I will say this, and I'm gonna play some of it for you guys. I do think the other young lady that just with the mess is complaining about, which is someone she feels, just feels she picked her, chose her, selected her, put her in this position, and therefore, how dare you do better than me and stay on the show with me? And they didn't kick me off, and I mean kick you off when I return and whatever else. And she has a right to feel away, but you quote unquote picked her, even though you may not have actually picked her. She may have been part of the people that were in the selection pile, and you said you liked her, and they went with her. But that's like telling the 3-year-old that they're picking their clothes. No, mommy bought all the clothes or daddy bought all the clothes. So you were just selecting from what daddy and mommy gave you to select from, right? So she ain't really picking, even though she feels like she's picking. And for her to get on there and act like I gave you this opportunity, it's like, girl, I'm gonna give you an R for a reach. Okay. Yes, you may have recommended her, but that doesn't mean you had the last say because you don't own that network. You don't own, you are getting a paycheck from these people. So they are the ones who selected her, not you. You put her name out there. So you presented her as an option, but that doesn't mean that you made the selection. Right. So anyway, let's get on here and let's just go ahead and listen to what Just with the Mess had to say on the Breakfast Club. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you like the content that you are receiving, and hit the notification button, hit all my buttons. It's a free and easy way to support my channel. So here we go.
I'm great. How you feel? I feel blessed, black, and Hollywood. I was sitting at home last night. Your team up there. Not one person. It's like Just Larry's going off on live. We have audio. Okay. We're supposed to be a team up there. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like not one month ever with this online. Come on, I've been quiet a lot. If Just Hilarious is quiet, it's some other reason. I always got my mouth open all the time. Just ran like a high school. It is fair inside.
Wait.
Fair inside.
Yeah.
Before Mr. Club.
Wait.
Every day they always tell me, you ain't at work, you ain't at work. Yeah, I started picking up more shows. Hell no. That's how I'm getting. Hell no. Hell no. I have more fun outside the studio than I have in there now. Is you crazy? No, act like that's not for real. Act like nobody knew that. Stop acting like y'all like really. What you mean we don't have your back? I have more. Break that down. Explain how we don't have your back. Okay, all right. So the narrative, like I said, with the online ish, that's what I said. Y'all ain't nobody trying to clear up no narrative about nothing. Ever since I came back, it was weird. Yes, it was weird. Yeah. At first, no, I did not. I wasn't too fond of Lauren. Nah, I wasn't too fond of her when I came back because we had a whole plan. Even how when I came back, how I pick her to fill in for me, right? I come back, she ain't never leave. Then, all right, cool that she don't leave, but she's on only during my segment. If she was meant to be a fourth host, move her in another way. Why she got to be moved in on? Because nobody had a problem with Just with the Mess until she started reading right. You know what I mean? Until she started.
Listen. I don't need them to snatch this off the internet because this is like a hot topic right now. So I don't want to play too much of their information or their video or audio. I think audio should be okay. You just gotta sometimes kind of flip it back and forth and make sure you don't just have it streaming the whole entire time. So y'all should definitely go check it out on whatever Google platform or platform you want to go listen to it on YouTube or whatever. So there's a few things going on here. She feels like no one has her back or that she wasn't supported. And listen, you can't tell somebody how to feel. However they feel is how the hell they feel. Now, whether or not it's justified, that's a relative and very nuanced answer. So because what might be justifiable in someone's eyes over here might not necessarily be justifiable in another person's eyes. You got 100 people looking at the same situation, you'll come up with 100 different ways of looking at it. It just is what it is. And so that's what I mean by it being nuanced. It's subjective. It's based on how that person feels, how that person felt. If that person, was ever treated this way, when they were younger, or whatever it is, how they were treated at school, what they were taught, all kinds of things, right? Come into play with how you're going to respond or how you may take what someone else is doing or have done to you, right? So if she's saying my understanding is she went on a maternity leave. So if she went on maternity leave and comes back, but before she goes on the maternity leave, she puts a plan in place. Hey, listen, this person's gonna, fill in for me while I'm gone. And then when I return, this is supposed to be the go. There's nothing wrong, I don't think, with, she picked the person, like she said, or she selected, recommended, whatever it is, fill in the blank with whatever word. But there's nothing wrong with, to me, her saying, let's have a plan prior to me leaving. That's actually smart, right? But I would understand how she might feel away if she had a whole ass baby and then a whole ass plan and everybody was, we support you, go do your thing with having your baby. And then when you return, we got you good to go. And then when you return, the person that was supposed to be, maybe exiting door left is still here. And there's not even a problem with that. I could see how, what, we like her, the audience, she's getting good ratings, whatever, she's fitting in good. I still don't have a problem with that, but I could see how you might think, what, I thought she wasn't gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? If the temp stays on, let's call it what it is. If you ever work for a temp agency and you was, a temp, but then the regular person came back and you still temping. You kind of thinking, are they gonna put me on full time? Am I gonna get benefits? Whatever. But the permanent person might be looking like, I thought hold on, wait, unless I got a promotion, why is this still here? Like, what we doing? And again, it's nothing wrong with someone coming on and staying on. I always say, in many cases, the more the merrier for me and my personality type. I think the problem came in for her, for Jess, is when y'all just only put her, like she said, in Jess's spot. So if it's just with the mess spot, why are you only having her on during the time that I'm supposed to be on? What's that about? Let me do my segment and she can be in my segment. But if it's just with the mess and I'm supposed to be, quote unquote, doing the gossip part, and that's the part like the Angela Yee part or Donkey of the Day with the Girlamgne guy or whatever the case may be, if that's that person's specific thing and that's what they're kind of getting their notoriety on, then if you switch up, now you're taking away and you're saying anybody could be this person. It don't have to be. So just with the mess could be anybody. And I'm sitting over here like, nah. Nope. We're not doing that. We just not. We listen. I feel away. I just feel away. I just feel like in order to be irreplaceable, you always got to be different. You need to be unique. Why on earth are you a copy when God made you an original? So if this is her segment and it has her whole last name on it, in my opinion, either take the segment and change it to the other girls, whatever it is, or give the other girl a different whatever. But don't give my job to her and then be mad at me because I'm like this and fuck shit. Just saying, put yourself in her shoes. It's a lot of people walking around and be like, oh, well, no, that's the bad she losing and whatever else. And that might be very true. And it might be a very, very, very expensive lesson for her. Or it could be a situation where I'm going to make sure I teach people how to treat me. And, this will be in her next comedy show. And I don't know that she's big enough to even have that, but I'm just saying it could be a situation where, because that's what comedians do. They build usually their whole ass show a lot of times off of their hurt and pain and suffering that they, by extension felt by their mama, being a single mama or a drug addict or daddy wasn't around or whatever the worst of the worst was. A lot of times when you go to a comedy show, that's what they're going to talk about. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? Oh, I can't remember. Oh God, what is his name? He just had a comedy show. He gassed everybody up because it was about Diddy. Oh, what comedian was that? Oh my God. Jamie Foxx, right? Diddy is going through all of what he going through, right? Well, he rightfully going through all of that, in my opinion. But I wasn't there, and everything on this show, in my opinion, is for entertainment purposes only, is all alleged, okay? Because I wasn't there, and I don't know none of these people. But yeah, so Jamie Foxx was like, yo, I'm attached to Diddy. I was in a coma for however long. Lots of things were circumstantial around me. Nobody, or suspicious. Nobody could really say much about much. We still don't really know what the hell happened to him. And then I'm going to make a whole ass special and talk about something, give one little clip about something I said about Sean Diddy, Puff Cone, Shitty Diddy, and have the whole world sitting on ready. Can't wait for the special to come out to see, you know, what Jamie Foxx is going to say, what he's going to reveal. So that's what I mean by it could be a setup for something else later. Right now, it might look horrible. But I think oftentimes the best triumphs come from when shit is horrible. You know, it comes from the greatest tragedies a lot of times in your life, right? So anyway, I think that maybe she should have handled it differently. But for the people out here like, oh, you know, she isn't being professional. She should have done this. She should have done that. So should you have. Okay. What you shouldn't have done is lied on your resume. Because everybody has, and has. Okay. Yeah. People, all of us, if you created one, or you know how to create one, or create one, or your boyfriend created it, or your mama created it, or your baby daddy, whoever it is, baby mama created it. Somebody didn't, you know, stretch the truth on their resume. Everybody doesn't show up every day the way they should. Let's just keep it a book. Unless you perfect, don't judge me. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, let's finish listening to what she has to say.
The reporter. I was just with the mess. So she started reading and delivering details and all that stuff. Yes. Then that's when Just with the Mess wasn't good enough no more. That's how it was presented. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Who said that, dude? Because of the internet said
what
that?
Are we talking about? No. This is our listeners. This is yeah. Why can't we worry about the comments? And these are people that enjoy the show and watch the show. It's not all about Instagram. It's YouTube. It's like we have people that have been watching the show. Yeah, she's great at what she do. That's why I picked her to fill in for me. But when I came back, it's like, what's going on? If she's gonna be a fourth voice, why she only gotta be a fourth voice?
Correct me.
She wasn't a fourth voice. She was a producer. She was hired as a news producer to help with getting all news and doing interviews.
She was going to be the senior news producer.
She wasn't on there. When you came back, Lauren was not on there. She was in the back doing questions, sending interview questions, reporting the news. Am I lying?
I thought she was
on my air. She was on air.
Damn.
Stepped in this room.
Yes, but I thought you was using her on purpose.
What?
Wow.
I was using Lauren on purpose?
See, that's that bullshit right there. I can't. We're going to carry on, though.
No. What are we talking about? No. She didn't leave when I came back. The first day we had a whole situation like, all right, look, this was going to happen. And when it's time for us to roll, it changed. No, the first question was about, the only person who asked me about my baby maternity leave was Indy. All right, I walked in. She addressed the hate in the comments. That was the first thing she addressed when I came back. I'm like, what the hell are we talking about? So yeah. We started talking off air. We started.
But I'm saying even prior to you even coming back.
So then I felt uncomfortable that first day. So I'm like, all right, look. Theo was like, all right, we'll just take her off air. She was back the next week. All right, cool. Because there was a voice. Y'all wanted her on air. There was a voice. They wanted her there. They wanted her here. There's a place for Lauren in the show. All right, cool. If there's a place for her on the show,
you wanted her
let's do it another way. Yeah.
Because you said you wanted to change the segment from Just with the Mess to the Lauren.
That was eventually, even when it came down to it still being called Just with the Mess, and then I'm introducing her to introduce stories. That was pointless and it was stupid. It's no Just with the Mess. Just make it Brown Girl Grinding or Lauren with the latest or Lauren's Legal Corner. I'm giving ideas. I'm like, yo, I even with the Taylor, yo, change that. Take that Just with the Mess off there. I feel like I'm getting credit for something I'm not doing, and it's stupid because this is not what she does. Is not Just with the Mess. I read headlines and I give commentary. I say what people thinking.
I agree. Could I ask
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's more of a reporter. She's journalist.
Ask a question.
What?
Why didn't you wear the do-rag this morning?
Because
why you joke so much, man?
What you mean?
I'm sorry. And it's not a do-rag. It's still strong, nigga. But it's not.
It's not a joke.
Bring it to the radio. I want to
It's not a joke. But it's not a joke.
It's a serious thing.
So, listen. I think that, and I can't stand Girlamgne, but I do think that what he was trying to do in this instance is kind of, let's just like take it from being so super serious, and let's not make it such a big deal. Maybe, and I'm hoping he was doing that so that she doesn't, like, to prevent her from saying too much more, and like, let's just move on and let's kill it, when she obviously has a lot to say. And somebody done told her, you got the right to say it. Okay. But just because something is your right, don't make it right, is all I'm gonna say about that. But I think DJ Envy was trying to be like, no, let her get it out, knowing it's gonna be good for ratings. It's gonna, people like me gonna be on here talking about it. But even if all of it goes to hell in a handbasket, DJ Envy gonna still have a job. That man is associated with somebody who's fraudulent, allegedly, and schemed and scammed a whole bunch of people out a whole bunch of money, allegedly, and brought that man on the show and recommended him to all kinds of other people to flip houses and all kinds of other stuff that I wasn't there for, because I wasn't there and I don't know nothing about Solid Edge. But he's still sitting on that show, didn't miss a beat, and he knew he wouldn't. She don't know that. She hoping for different. And it's probably not going to be different. I hope for her it is. But if Angela Yee sat there for however many years, to me, being very similar to the other girl that she's talking about, the other young lady, the producer, she sat there for years. I feel like as they little third wheel, even though she brought a lot to the show and could have brought more, but in my opinion, it was just kind of like, we just need a woman's opinion. We don't really value it. We don't really care about it. But we're going to act like we care for years. And so she just said, okay, I'm going to put in my time, build my audience, and then I'm going to go over here and do my own thing. And I support that. And I don't even really like Angela Yee like that. But I do think the girl that just is talking about, the other producer lady, gives just Angela Yee vibes. She gives, and I, like I say, this is me being judgmental because I don't even watch the Breakfast Club, but when I have listened to her talk about different things, like the Wendy situation, when she went to the Wendy Williams Hospital or whatever to go do that, I felt like how she was talking, yeah, it was some interesting key points that she brought up, but it wasn't like, oh my God, it wasn't intoxicating where it's like, oh, I want to come back and listen. As much as I can't stand Girlamgne and I think he's a horrible human being, he still gives things and a perspective that's gross and detached from a lot of, to me, logic and humanity. But he does give, I want to listen to him again, even though he's a whole ass asshole. And that's what I'm saying. She, the girl that, the other girl that just the message talk about, the other producer, she don't give that. I don't know her name. Probably won't know her name. You know what I mean? Because, but maybe I have to watch more. I don't know. She just doesn't give me, I want to go see what she got to say about this tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And if you're going to captivate an audience, that's what you need to be able to do. Even down here on YouTube, I'm one little person trying to get to however many subscribers, and I don't know 10,000 people. And a lot of the people that are on YouTube will never know 10,000 people, not personally, but they're hoping that whatever it is that they're doing, saying, or selling, or learning, teaching someone else how to do is interesting enough that somebody else will want to come back and listen again, right? So even if I don't have 5 million people, I can still go to my YouTube analytics and be like, oh, I had this many comments, this many people watched it, this many people, watched it for this long, or, this many people tuned out after this many minutes or seconds. This many people watched this particular video the most, or liked it, clicked on it, viewed it, whatever it is. I can go and kind of visually see, okay, I'm still slowly going and going and going and going. But at the end of the day, the 500 or however many people I have that come back to my YouTube channel, shout out to my subscribers, those people at some point said, she has enough that I want to go back and listen. at least one more time. And that's good. And sometimes people will put in the chat, they'll be like, you got a new subscriber. I listened to you. I loved it, or whatever. And some people will be like, I hate you, but like to Envy's point, you should just not ever read the comments. If you can't handle reading the comments, because they're not always going to be nice, which is what I think Envy's point is, even though I don't like his ass either. That's his point. It's like, stay out the comments. It's a give and take. If you go in the comments, there's going to be 100 people that love you. And then there'll be 10 times as many people who hate your ass. You can't focus on the people that hate you, but you can focus on saying, okay, well, some of the stuff that they're saying, maybe I could work on this. It's chewing up the meat and spitting out the bones. Taking from it what you need, right? And I think that's what they're trying to get across to just the mess or with the mess. But everybody not built for social media. Everybody's not built to be criticized. And I think what just what the mess was saying is basically, listen, y'all know how I feel behind the scenes. Y'all know I feel some type of way because, I picked this person and now she's here and y'all seeming like y'all gonna give her my job and, she got my segment and, yada, yada, yada. And I feel like I'm being pushed out, even if she's not being pushed out. And I'm gonna say this too, because I was listening to Make It Make Sense. Shout out to Make It Make Sense. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. So go on his channel, like his channel. Subscribe. I promise you won't be disappointed. There's something over there for everybody, in my opinion, if you use both sides of your brain. Just saying. No, but he's funny and he's hilarious and he's an intellectual and fair and all of those things. But oh Lord. Oh, I was gonna say this. This is what someone wrote in the comments over there. They were like, she could be having postpartum, which is a very real thing. Like I said, my background is in social work and therapy, and it's real. Depression is real, especially when you don't feel connected to this baby you didn't have in your stomach and your body, for almost a whole year. It's real. And sometimes people feel shame about it because they're like, how could I not be attached to my baby? I love my baby, but how can I not love this baby? Why am I not connected? What is that? And they're afraid. And other people that have never experienced it, like their mom, or maybe never shared their experience, if they did experience it, grandma, auntie, bestie, whomever, you might not want to be, saying any of that. And you might be afraid to say it. You might be ashamed to say it, whatever else. So she might just be, a whole ball of hormones at this point, in my opinion. And it don't just go away just because people think it does. It doesn't. It's not one of those things that's like, oh, well, this only happened for 2 months for, this population of people. So that means that's what's going to happen for everybody. It just don't work that way. And it happens for some people. It doesn't happen at all. So I think that could be a component of it. So I hope they give sis grace and give her a good 6 months to a year and let her, if she continues to crash out, then, it is what it is. But I say just let that lady live, Anyway, let's go back to it.
Issue about it is a serious issue.
Okay,
And
let me
now-
I'm not Joe Clark.
it's not.
Not Joe Clark.
No, it's now, Indy, that's what I'm saying. No, nobody has even tried to clean up the narrative that I'm a villain. Man,
You not a villain, sir.
What, y'all stop acting like you don't live in them comments too, Charlotte. Stop acting like you don't understand.
What do I always tell you? I say, stop listening to the internet. Stop listening to the comments. Stop listening to the folks on YouTube. Don't let them trick you out your position. What you did last night is what they want you to do, and you can't let the internet win.
No, but look, it's not even about what they want me to do. I did last night what I wanted to do, what I felt like I should have been did. I've been asking questions.
The internet loves mess. And one of the easiest ways to create mess is to pit people against each other,
Yep.
especially two women. And I don't dwell in that. And y'all know that.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. You let the internet dictate what's going on. We've had conversations, and this is the thing. This is why I thought it was cool.
Listen, I think that there's merit to what they're saying. However, to tell someone that they can't be emotional about some emotional shit, about somebody dragging your ass within an inch of your life, just because it's on the internet, is ludicrous. Do I recommend that you not read the comments? Yeah, especially if they killing your ass in the comments. But once you start reading it, it's the problem. It's like you can't look away. It's like watching somebody, pop a pimple or something like that doctor pop a pimple, whatever, pimple popper thing. Like you start her in on doing that, you like, oh my God, I want to see what's gonna happen, or oh my God, how can all of that come out? It's one of those things like you passing by the car crash on the highway, and we all know what a car crash is. Yet we all slow down. We all want to know. We all take a look. We all do that. Okay. Is everybody okay? Or wonder what happened? Or they was doing this or that. We all do it. And to make it seem as though, oh, well, you should just not do that. It's difficult to do that once you start hearing the negative or the positive, right? If you hear the positive, you want to go back for more positive. It just is what it is. Who doesn't want to walk into a room and everybody likes them? Or everybody's always like, oh, you're so pretty, or oh, you're so cute, or oh, you're so smart, or whatever it is that you like about yourself. Who doesn't want that? Everybody wants that. We all want that. Do we want it all the time and at the same rate? Not necessarily, but we all want to feel like we matter and that someone cares and someone pays attention. It just is a fact, right? Same thing with negative comments. You read a negative comment. Your mama said negative this. Your daddy said negative that. The girl at school said you didn't smell as good. The boy at school said your booty was flat. Whatever it is. Now that they've said those things or you learn about them, you want to go see, do other people feel the same way? And this idea that this y'all gaslighting this lady and trying to make it seem like she's crazy because she's reading the comments. She's not crazy. She's human. She's human. Now, is it good for her to do? No. It's not, but this is the thing. Positive and negative energy have the same impact, meaning they have the same amount of force. So, for example, you could be in a room with 15 other people and y'all are laughing and giggling and having a good time and, drinking or not drinking, painting, whatever it is that y'all doing, y'all having a good time. Maybe y'all working well together, whatever it is, right? Somebody else can walk into that room with a bad attitude. They don't have to even say a word. Now, other people in the room who was happy looking around like, all of a sudden they looking down like, damn, well, what happened? And you start focusing on that, or you might all of a sudden start feeling negative. You're not as happy as you were before that person walked in with that negative energy, right? So same effect with positive energy. You could come into a room full of people who mad, angry, frustrated, or just sitting there silent, and you could tell that they mad, fuming. But you walk in the room with your bright, sparkly morning, that would be me. Attitude, positive attitude. And even those people who were down in the dumps, they probably like, well, why is she so happy? With? Is it just me? Maybe, maybe the sun is brighter outside. Like, it, even if it doesn't change you completely, you notice it impacts you, right? It makes you think maybe tomorrow, maybe I should be lighter. But even a lot of times in that moment, it has that same exact effect that negative does, which is can bring your mood down or bring your mood up. So this idea that once you read those negative comments, you're crazy for rereading them or reading them again. You're not. People want validation. You shouldn't want to. It shouldn't. Well, let me not say that. It's not that you shouldn't want validation. You shouldn't let it define you. You should look at it, validate it, screen it. Does this actually matter? Like I said, chew up the meat, spit out the bones. You need to examine it. Who's it coming from? But yes, people need validation. They do. It just is what it is. It's why you want a paycheck. You want something to show for what the fuck you did at work. The work you did, you want validation that you did it, and you want it through pay. Okay? People want to feel beautiful. They want, how do you want that? Through compliments. People want to feel like they're successful or show others they're successful. How do they do that? By either having children, getting an education, buying a house, traveling, whatever it is that they see as success. That's what they're going to go do. And they want someone to validate that they're successful at it. I found a lie. Not wanting what I'm saying. It just is what it is. The truth is what it is. It's never going to change. People try to move around facts to make the truth look different, but the truth is still the truth at the end of the day and at the beginning and middle too, just saying. But she's not wrong for feeling that way. I think you have to craft your message. You also have to know your audience, right? So the more you know your audience, the better your message can be because you understand how they think. So you have to understand they're going to be trolls. They're going to be people that all they do is sit and write negativity on the internet about anybody and anything they can think about or about whoever it is they hate for whatever reason they hate them. And their reason might not even be logical. Let's be very clear. May have no merit. You don't even know the people, but you hate them. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. Like, where did that come from? And when you don't even know them or anything that they've done. in real time, or what they've done is true. You might just made that shit up in your mind or read something and just believed it. You know what I mean? I forgot. I just lost my train of thought, but that's okay. It happens. But yeah, you know, you have to realize that everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to feel validated. Everybody, you know, sometimes when you lose your job or you feeling a certain way that you're being treated in your family, in your friend group, in your marriage, you know, whatever it is at work, you want to feel like you ain't crazy. You want somebody to stick up for you. And in this situation, I feel like that's how she feels. She feels like the company, I feel like the company she works for didn't hold up their end of the bargain on some level, not every level, but some level. She feels like she's unsupported by the people that she works with, even though support looks different for different people. Some people feel supported just because somebody called them that day and said, have a good day. Other people need for you to offer them a ride to work to feel supported. Or when they come home and had a bad day, want you to be able to listen and listen with intent to feel supported. Other people need love, you know, a hug and a, you know, nice dinner and leave them the hell alone and let them watch the game. You know, it all it's relative. It all looks different for different people. You know, but crafting your message and knowing your audience is going to help you stay on top and build your audience. And then your people that's going to be your people, they're going to be your people no matter what. Your day ones, they usually going to stay your day ones. The people that want to find fault in you are going to find fault in you. I don't think Jess really wants to find fault in this young lady. I think that she probably has her feelings hurt because she feels like she did the right things, maybe the right way, and she has wanted to say something, but because of what society has told her, and with all of the people that probably love her and happy that she has this, you know, super great opportunity to be on this particular radio, you know, show, and all the people she'll know, all of the people that she listens to tell her, don't say anything, just shut up, just hold your tongue, just, you know, get on this show, be on here for 2 or 3 years or 4 years, whatever it is, solidify yourself, and then you can go on and do whatever. And so in my mind, I don't know her, I wasn't there, but in my mind, she felt like I'm listening to these people and they gassing me up, and they're doing it because they love her, most likely is my opinion. But it doesn't change the end result, because at the end of the day, her going to that job and not saying how she truly feels and holding it in and, you know, just letting them make a decision and not really giving your input because you feel like if you give your input, you're going to mess up your situation with your job, or they're not going to value whatever it is your truth is. Meaning your truth and people say, oh, it's not your truth or my truth, this is the truth. No, my truth is I feel offended. That doesn't make it untrue just because I'm saying that I'm offended and you are not. They're like, the truth is no one should be offended. Well, I'm offended. So who the fuck truth is it? It's mine. Like I said before, right? So stop trying to tell people what their truth is only the truth. No, it's my truth. My truth is you said some whack shit. To you, your truth is it wasn't whack and needed to be said. That doesn't mean you're wrong, and it doesn't mean I'm wrong. It means that's how you view it and how you took it, and that's your truth. It wasn't offensive. And somebody, and that same person may be like, well, Chanel, you're being defensive, or you're being sensitive. How am I being sensitive just because something hurt my feelings and I said so? So if I say something that hurts your feelings, you're being sensitive? It's like, fuck out of here. People that are bullies usually use those type of comments. They'll be like, oh, you're being so sensitive. Stop being sensitive. No, stop saying mean, egregious things to people and then expecting them to just swallow it down and take it. Because it's not offensive to you. Or because if I said it to you, you wouldn't be offended. That's you, me. I'm different than you. So I might not be offended by a whole gang of things that you might be offended by. Who's wrong? That's what I'm saying. So if that person's offended, then they had a right to be offended. The rest of the world can say, well, that wasn't offensive. That doesn't make the rest of the world wrong, and it doesn't make that person wrong. And it certainly doesn't make them right or her. Right? If that's how that person feels about it, that's how they feel about it. You ain't entitled to their feelings. Stop trying to tell people they need to move on and get over it. And no, you fucking move on and you get over it. Whatever the fuck's going on in your life. Stop coming over here trying to tell me what I should do. Just Chanel's reality, like I said, it ain't changing over here. It's not. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. But so they go on. I feel like to say a little more, so let's listen a little more. And then they have the young lady come on and give her 2 cents or 3 cents or 5 cents.
And it's just me personally. I thought it was corny because we have conversations up here. We just have a meeting. If you had an issue, a problem, a situation, or something that you felt, why you ain't bring it to the team? When you came back, Jess, I pulled you to the side. I said, Jess, if you feel uncomfortable, if you don't want Lauren in the room, this is your show. We can make that the change whenever you want. Did I not say that to you?
Yeah, you did. It's not about wanting her in the room, yo. It's about the segment. Like it was like y'all
have that conversation
wanted
off
her.
air. If you had a problem, say it.
Okay, we had a meeting. Conversations off air. What are we talking about?
Not like nobody having my back because we have your back.
So I do think this is the part of the argument that she's losing really terribly. And only because if he did say all of those things, she said, yeah, I agree, you did say those things, then he's right. You should have said something. But to her point, in my opinion, this is what I think the unsaid thing is. My thought process is when he says to her, I came to you and I said, if there is a problem, then let us know, blah, blah, blah. We'll remove her, yada, 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 whatever the case may be, right? The thing is, you already know that's a problem, because if you didn't, you wouldn't even say if this is a problem. You have to surmise that it could be a problem, or either see that it is a problem to say, if it is a problem, we can remove her. It came from somewhere. She didn't have to tell you. That's why you came and said it to her. And if she did say, I came out and I said, this is what was supposed to happen, then it doesn't happen. Then, in my opinion, that it's a way of gaslighting, making people feel crazy. And the reason I say that is because she said they all had a meeting at some point where they planned out who was going to pick her person, and she was going to pick a person to come and, fill in for her. And this is the plan, right? So if she comes back and she looks like something ain't right, and him to come to her and say, oh, well, if you don't want this or that, and she seems to be, problematic in this way for you, then we can change it. Well, the reason I say she don't have to tell him that is because you already know, you knew you were part of the plan. You understand what the plan was going to be. So when I come back and I have an attitude, and y'all have these young ladies still doing my segments just with the mess, and I'm sitting right here, then it doesn't take a genius to figure out this is a problem for her. Even if she was the nicest of the nice. Think about it. DJ Envy, wife, having a baby. He ain't going to be on the air for the next 6 weeks because they're going to be doing whatever in their love bubble. And then they bring in Hill Harper or Trevor Noah or whomever, right? And now DJ Envy's sitting over there, and DJ Envy's, nobody's calling his segment DJ Envy. They calling it the Hill Harper section. Kind of like, it's very likened to, remember how when Wendy got, lost her show and everything, it was like, Wendy. When they put Sherry Shepherd in that seat, it was very easy to transition to Sherry. Like, you see what I'm saying? Not saying that Sherry was Wendy or ever will be, but the familiarity of it is enough for her to continue to still have this show, seemingly 3 or 4 years later. I don't know how many years she's been on the air now. And so to sit over there and act like the girl you can't understand how everybody's watching this same situation happen and then blaming her and making it seem like she's wrong for saying something when y'all all are clearly saying something. You know that she's getting tore up in the comments, and then you're telling her, well, just don't read the comments. Well, how long did it take you, Charlamagne or Girlamgne to God and DJ Envy, to not read the comments? People will say, oh, it's just men. Men are more logical and they're not emotional. Let's be very clear. The reason that men are not head over heels in the teaching industry, outside from it being low pay, is because there ain't no way in the world they would be able to keep all their wits about them with 32 children trying to teach them in the classroom without crashing out. cussing out their parents. That's why the men are usually the principals. They want to deal with that. They want to deal with the end result. Who can I fire? Who can I throw out the building? That's what they want to do. They don't want to have to emotionally deal with it. Let's just keep it a buck. That's my opinion. It is what it is. It ain't changing over here. So you put women in there because women know how to nurture. Women know how to not crash all the way out. Women understand how to keep their emotions intact. It just is what it is. That's why daycares are full of women. Bottom line, what I'm saying. Just is what it is. It's full of women because we know that women can hold it together. And the expectation is for women to hold it together when she don't have nobody helping her, holding her together. That's the expectation. We don't expect that from men. We expect men to say, I'm emotionally detached from this because I got to go make money. We will not ever allow a woman to be like, I'm going to emotionally detach from my family because I got to go make money and I'll be back whenever I come back. We'd be like, say what? Excuse me? You're a horrible mom. I'm just like, listen, I'm just telling you what the truth is. You can not like it or whatever, but that's just how I feel about it. It's the truth in my mind from my experiences. And it's anecdotal, but that's just how I look at it. It's very disproportionate and there's all kinds of double standards that I won't go down that road. But let's finish listening to what the mess have to say.
As far as the Corey Holcomb thing, y'all been beefing for 11 years.
I'm not about y'all. It's not even about
you. You're worried about comments. You worried about what people say.
I'm worried about the comments.
So what I was saying, they trying to tell this lady what she should and should not worry about, what should and should not move her, what should and should not impact her. You cannot tell people what should and should not impact them because it's them. It's their trauma. I can't tell you how to work out your trauma. I can give you some suggestions, but just because not reading the comments works for you and you're able to do it does not mean that works for other people. That's why we're all originals. We try very hard in this society to make people copies. We make people copies so well that people feel crazy for not being a copy. Okay? Catch it. They was like, why are you over here trying to do something outside of what you're supposed to be doing? We told you you're supposed to go to school and be educated and not cause any trouble. You over here want to be a rapper, over here want to be a singer, a ballerina, a photographer, or whatever. Fill in the blank with what people want to be. Songwriter. Yeah, ain't what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to school, supposed to go work somewhere for 35 years and have them give you your steak knives and move the fuck on. Like retire and then go on vacation. After you give your whole life and have a baby and get married and whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody isn't the same. We're all different. We're all human. Our bodily functions pretty much do the same thing, but we're not all equal. We don't all get the same, chance and shot in life. We don't all, have a wonderful upbringing or have, a lot of money or opportunity or enough intelligence or education. We don't all have the same options. And just because it's okay with you and your way and you were able to overcome by doing X doesn't mean that other people can. This thing called life is not a one size fit all. It's just not. Everybody's an individual and you got to allow them to be that. That doesn't mean that those people shouldn't adapt and assimilate. Okay? Because you will get left behind. Evolution taught us that. But at the same time, while I'm evolving, that doesn't mean I can't stand up for myself. It doesn't mean that I can't be wrong. It doesn't mean I can't apologize and that I shouldn't forgive and that I shouldn't give people grace and all those types of things. It absolutely means those things. It just doesn't mean those things for everybody at the same time, all the time. So telling her what she should have done, what she shouldn't have done, one or two things are going to happen. And I say this to a lot of people. You could sit around and you could tell your bestie or your sister or your baby daddy or whomever, or your ex, you're in a bad relationship. It's horrible how he's treating you. It's horrible how she's treating you. Look, she cheating all over you. Look, he beating the hell out of you. Whatever it is. He a bad daddy. She a bad mama. Your parents are bad. Your new in-laws are bad. The people that you work with at your colleagues, they bad. Whatever it is. Right? At the end of the day, that person knows that they're in a fucked up situation. 9 times out of 10. They don't need you to tell them that they are in a fucked up situation. Just like fat people don't need you to tell them they fat. Unattractive people don't need you to tell them they unattractive. It just is what it is. People know when they in a bad relationship, they being treated poorly. Sometimes they just don't know that it isn't that this treatment isn't happening to everyone else, so it seems normal. But they know. So they don't need you to go over there and tell them. But what you can do is you can say, hey, listen, I'm here if you need me. Call me if you need me. I'm here to listen. Or you can simply say, anytime you want to help somebody, the best way, in my opinion, to help them is to ask, how can I help? Instead of going in with your, preconceived idea of what you think help is needed. Oh, well, she just had a miscarriage. So let's go over here and tell her she can always have another baby. You don't know that. And at the end of the day, that's not the right thing to say. You don't. You mean well, but it's a loss for that person. Come over here to tell somebody, well, you lost your job, you'll find another. That sounds great. But right now, I don't need to hear that. So that's why I say it's best to just say, how can I help? Don't assume people need your help. Don't assume people want your help. Just ask, how can I help? If they say, you know what, I don't need any help, you can just simply say, let me know if you ever do. And then be that help that you say you're going to be. Show up. Not saying that you have to give them your whole entire life, your bank account, and all that. Not saying that. But you can still say, okay, whatever they ask you to do, I'm only able to do this. Can that work for you? Give people options. Stop telling people what they need to do. No, that's what you need to do. That's what worked for you. This might be that time in my life where I'm done. I'm not allowing anybody else to treat me this way. Maybe for Jess, she's had situations that look very familiar to this, and she's like, I ain't doing it. Not doing it this time. I ain't doing it. And maybe this will be a situation where she loses her job or maybe has already lost her job. I don't know because I haven't updated it yet. And she has to pay that piper later. She has to wonder what she, could have been and what opportunities she maybe missed out on because she responded this way. But it's her response and she has the right to have it, provided it's not illegal and, hurting others in a malicious way. Because sometimes what you're doing, your intentions are the best, but it doesn't mean that other person, it still isn't hurt. But you can't help yourself by allowing others to hurt you in whatever way it is. It's not ever going to be helpful to you. You can't allow that. So anyways, y'all can, like I said, go listen to the rest of it. And she has a little more information that, she kind of goes over with the other young lady. And the other young lady seems to be, I understand now why she is or was a producer. Because she seems to know this is how this, like I always say, or I'll say stuff like this. I'll say, like, I've been to this part of the zoo. I know exactly how these animals act and operate. That's what the other young lady, who is, I guess, co-host or whatever, that's what she gives, in my opinion, in this particular circumstance. She's giving, I know how to resolve conflict. I know how to stay out of the way. I know how to apologize. I know how to be assertive. She's giving, I don't need to be passive aggressive. I don't need to be aggressive. I'm just going to be assertive, which means I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me. And I'm also not going to disrespect you. Plain and simple. I'm not going to, deflate myself so you can be bigger. We ain't doing that. So when I'm hearing that interaction, I'm like, okay, I get it. Jess is mad because these people are saying and identifying what I just identified. Because like I said, I don't listen to the show, but what I've heard of her wasn't something where I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to go listen to her again. It wasn't like that. But when you're listening to them have a conversation and you're listening to the back and forth, it's like, okay, I get how she moves. I understand it. It makes sense that she's a producer because she has to be able to, see the end at the beginning. She has to be able to identify, situations and conflicts and circumstances where bad situations could pop off. And how do you respond to that effectively and immediately? To me, that's more of what the producer is doing. Gathering information, making sure people are on time, letting people know what's going on, all of those things. Is wearing a million hats. It's that operations job that people talk about. I'm an operations manager. That just basically means you babysit a whole bunch of people and put out fires on it. It just is what it is. And to some people, you know, they want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm macro. I don't want to be in the weeds. I'm macro. I'm the president. Okay. I don't want to be in the weeds. I want 5 people to come and tell me what's wrong, what's happening in these departments, and how can we make it better. And then I can, you know, be a great leader and make sure that those things happen, you know, and then, you know, encourage people, use their strengths, and, you know, whatever else that you do when you're in leadership. But I can tell, I understand now why the management people are like, yeah, she fits. She already fit the producer role. Now we put her in this role just with the mess that, you know, she would be a good fit in this role. We put her in that role, and clearly we like it. The audience is responding positively. And now Jess has a problem because she's feeling away, because she feels probably threatened. And I think she probably has, you know, some issues with her hormones because she just had a baby. Get a lady some slack. Just with the mess, girl, I hope you learn from this, whatever it is that you should learn, and understand that, and be grateful to God that, you know, he will open up doors men have slammed in your face. And when I say men, I'm talking about any human being that's done that to you unwarranted and without provocation. So pick up everything, girl, reevaluate, put your smile on, go do what you do best, use your God-given gifts and talents to go forth and be great in the world. Again, thanks guys for being a part of and tuning in to another episode of Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. Please go on, hit all my buttons, my like button, my subscribe button, my notification button. It's a free and easy way to support my channel. Until next time, talk to you guys soon. Let me know, chime down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about Charlamagne the God, or Girlamgne the God, DJ Envy, the fraud, and Just with the Miss. Let me know what you guys think. I know that was shady, but it is what it is. It ain't changing over here on Chanel's Reality. Bye, guys. Talk to you later.